Target: Senator Elias Thorne. Location: a sprawling, Victorian-era estate in the humid gut of the Appalachians. The pay: enough to make a man like Elias disappear from the history books forever. I'm a professional. I don't believe in ghosts, and I certainly don't believe in bad omens. But when I breached the perimeter fence of Blackwood, the air didn't just feel cold, it felt heavy, like I was walking into a lung that was struggling to breathe. I slipped through a second-story window, suppressed 9mm lead-heavy in my grip. The interior was a maze of moth-eaten velvet and rotting mahogany. My thermal goggles should have picked up Thorne's heat signature easily. Instead, just static. A pulsing, rhythmic static that matched the beat of my own heart. I found the entrance to the bunker behind a false wall in the library. It wasn't a standard fallout shelter. The door was etched with symbols that looked less like schematics and more like anatomy. The stairs went down further than the blueprints promised. 1 flight. 3. 10. My altimeter watch started spinning wildly, the digital display screaming that I was 2 miles below sea level, impossibly. Then, the hallucinations started. The room echoed as I stepped into a hallway where my reflection in the polished brass walls didn't follow my movements. It stayed still, watching me walk past with a grin that showed too many teeth. The scent of copper filled the air, turned thick with the smell of old pennies and wet fur. I reached out to touch a wall, and my hand sank into it. The wallpaper felt like warm, damp skin. The senator's voice spoke, as Thorne wasn't hiding. He was broadcasting, not over the radio, but directly into the marrow of my bones. "The house is hungry, Silas," he whispered. "And I've stopped feeding it my secrets. It wants fresh ones." I finally reached the bunker core. It wasn't a room. It was a cathedral of bone and wires. I found Thorne, or what was left of him. He was fused into a chair made of pulsing black industrial sludge. He wasn't the target. He was the lure. This wasn't a haunted house. It was a digestive system. The mansion was a biological entity, an ancient predator that had grown a skin of brick and mortar to attract the powerful, the corrupt, and the killers. The bunker was its stomach, and I had just walked past the teeth. My vision began to fray. I saw my own hands turning into translucent glass. I saw the walls of the bunker begin to contract, rhythmic and wet. The exit I came through, it wasn't a door anymore. It was a puckered, scarred seam of flesh. I have 1 magazine left. I can hear something wet sliding down the stairs behind me, something that sounds like 1,000 voices screaming in a library. "You aren't here to kill a senator," the walls groaned. "You're here to be the memory we keep." The sound of a gunshot. A single gunshot. Then a heavy thud hits the ground. Then silence.